You just have to be willing to put yourself out there. And once you do, the magic will begin to happen. I'm happy to use my life as an example so that others can learn. You may have to let some things go before you become successful. Success looks different on everybody, and so does the process. Some of you want success but don't want to let go of the exact thing that's in your way of obtaining success. You can't have it both ways. Welcome to Living Your Truth with Tavares. Wow, thank you. I am living in my blessing. Thank you so much. This is great. Wow. Welcome back to the show. This is Living Your Truth with Tavares. How y'all doing today? What's up to everybody up top? What's up to everybody in the middle? And what's up to everybody down here around me? How y'all doing? Thank you once again for joining me for another episode of Living Your Truth with Tavares as we go into the 10th season. I can't believe it. Time flies so fast. Today's episode, we are going to be talking with the infamous, a dear friend of mine, the lovely queen, Pureness. So she's here today, ready to represent with us. We're talking about love me or love me not. It's more than just a phrase, okay? It's a declaration of self-worth and personal empowerment. So with no further ado, Pureness, what's up, girl?
I'm amazing, and I just feel so good being here. It's like we're just picking up where we left off. I love it.
Right. That's right. You were on the show. Gosh, was that season 2? I think it was like season 2 or
It
3.
was very early.
Yeah. It
I
was
love
very
it, and I
early.
just love where you've gone with it. The growth. Hello, 10th season. Let's go. I
Yeah.
love it.
You when it comes to creating and when it comes to working for myself, when I'm really, engaged, these sorts of things, they happen, right? You keep on doing something, you look down, you look back up, and so much time has gone by. So I'm very grateful for everyone who continues to support the podcast all around the world, all 220,000 of y'all. So thank you very,
Mm,
very much. Oh yeah, we growing. We growing just a little
you're
bit.
growing. Let's go. I love it.
So, today we're talking about love me or love me not. And in the beginning, you heard me say it's more than just a phrase, it's a declaration of self worth and personal empowerment. So, when you hear that, well, let me add, choosing yourself over others isn't selfish. So I got to put that out just to the people because some people are like, oh my God, you choose yourself. You're so selfish. No, we're not. Okay. It's an act of self love. It's understanding that not everyone will accept you as you are. And that's perfectly okay. So, with that being said, Queen Pureness, what do you have to add to that? Love me or love me not? What has been your experiences with that phrase? And how have you grown from it? And yeah, let us know your experiences.
Oh my goodness. I've had experiences far and wide. I do realize that we're in a world that judges us before we even get a chance to speak for ourselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's the love or love me not right in those moments. It could be online, it could be in person, that you're judged based on look, action, or fiction, really. So I would say my experiences have been one somewhat superficial, people seeing me and thinking that I may be one way or I may react a certain way. And when I open my mouth, they get a whole different response and are
Mm.
very shocked by that. So the love me or love me not, for me, I'm just like, well, people have gone away with a thought without letting me even open my mouth. And I'm like,
Mm.
well, I guess I just have to let them be in their moment and let them have that because it is what it is. And I can't
Mm-hmm.
change. I can't introduce myself to everyone on the planet to let them know my heart is pure. So I'm going to have to let them just assume as they assume and keep it moving and love myself as I am.
Love that. Love the answer. Thank you so much. When we say love me or love me not, we acknowledge that our value isn't dependent on external validation, which is exactly what
Yes.
you're touching on right there, right? Instead, it becomes a passage to independent emotional freedom where we stand firm in our truth without seeking approval. Now, I share this often with those that I support through the body synthesis, where we teach wellness and we mitigate health risks through preventative medicine coaching. But that's not just the only thing that we do. We talk about the 4 pillars: mind, body, spirit, nutrition. And in my
Yeah.
experience, all of these things, they all feed into the love me or love me not scenario, because in order for us to love others, we have to love ourselves first. And then,
Yes.
this is where the self-help comes in. This is where the wellness comes in, right? We're going to pay some bills. We have Pureness in the building. We're talking about love me or love me not. I am Tavares. This is Living Your Truth with Tavares. We will be right back. Today's show is brought to you by thebodysynthesis.com, where we mitigate health risk through preventative medicine coaching. Check us out at thebodysynthesis.com. Welcome back to the show. This is Living Your Truth with Tavares. I'm here with Queen Pureness, all the way from Canada. Shout out Canada, what it do out there.
Hey.
I gotta shout you out. What's up to everybody out there? So we were talking about love me or love me not. We left off talking about emotional freedom. And then, of course, true confidence comes from embracing who you are, flaws and all, and refusing to shrink to fit someone else's expectations. Pureness. Can you share with me and us of a time when you had to shrink yourself in order to fit someone else's expectations?
Oh, oh,
Uh oh.
yeah. Oh, okay, that one might be too
I
deep.
can
That one
tell.
might be too deep. Let me bring it back surface
Give it
level
to
for a
him.
second.
I love that.
Oh my gosh. Yes. There have been times. There have been times. One of them, as a makeup artist,
Whoa.
I have had to diminish my talent or light or whatever the
Wow.
case may be. Not necessarily in true fact, but at least pretending as if I had less of it,
Mm.
so that others could feel more comfortable around my services and, my movement in the artistry field. There have been times where I've just been on set and others were there, and in all respects, I'm thinking of one particular scenario where the other artist was supposed to be my superior. So in a sense, I was supposed to be looking to her to guide me, and I was supposed to be assisting. I knew it didn't quite make sense because I'm already a veteran in this field. I'm not saying I can't learn. We can always
Mm-hmm.
learn.
Of course.
We're learning every day. However, I knew it didn't make sense, but I went along with it. I'll show respect to whomever, maybe she is my superior. So when I started checking in with her, she realized of my skill, and she kind of felt a little uncomfortable, and the best way I could handle it is just to diminish and say, oh, I didn't know that, oh wow, and kind of make it seem like she was helping me and she was teaching me something to help her feel greater in the moment, especially around the clientele and talent we had on set that day. I didn't want her to feel like I was taking over the role, I was trying to outboss her. So
Mm.
yeah, that was a moment where I definitely had to bring myself down and humble myself, because respectfully, it doesn't hurt me to give her a moment of shine. That does nothing to hurt me.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be selfish of me to do so and just have to prove that I am better and I know all of these things. I felt it was a moment to just let her be the boss, let her do what she needs to do.
Wow, that's big of you for sure. I'm not even
Thank
sure
you.
if I could do that. I don't know.
Okay.
However, I love the fact that you were and are a leader in that space. I do get that many times when we are in a position of leadership, well, we are also teaching as well as being taught, right? So I do
Yes.
feel that definitely. Do you think it worked? Like, did you feel like it was beneficial for the other person?
In the moment, I think so, because when we converse a little bit later, this was a 3 month onset type of situation. So as time went by, she said she was a bit nervous with the fact that she realized my skill level and my years in the field,
Mm.
and it helped her to relax into it.
Mm.
And later on, she was able to delegate, and we figured out our groove. And everyone there knew my skill level. Everyone there it's kind of like it just shows,
Yeah.
I didn't need to show it, it just showed.
Yeah.
So it eventually panned out. She felt more comfortable in her space. She was able to take on her role, and I was still able to do what I needed to do. And again, it did nothing to hurt me. It didn't make me feel smaller or less than. She felt comfortable in the moment, and she did thank me for it. And ever since then, she's been reaching out to me for help. So it's awesome.
Well, there you have it, y'all. Here is a case of shrinking yourself, but not forgetting yourself. And I like that. I like the
Yes.
fact that you didn't forget yourself, you stayed on message, and you have and had enough confidence in this space to say, hey, you know what? Go ahead, do your thing. I'm good over here. And then she gets comfortable as the shoot goes on, only to gain more confidence on your actions. This is Living Truth with Tavares. We got a nice one here. Love me or love me not. We got Queen Pureness all the way from Canada. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. This is Living Your Truth with Tavares. I am here and blessed with the presence of Queen Pureness all the way from Canada. We're talking about Love Me or Love Me Not. She just shared a story where she had to, well, she felt it necessary to shrink herself only to give this young lady more confidence and for this lady to come back to her and to give her her flowers. That is what I'm talking about. Sometimes when things look a certain way, it's really about how we observe, how we see that, right? And then, of course, how strong and how secure we are in our own skin. And I love the fact that it sounds like you walked away from this on a complete high, and she still calls you today asking for help. How does that make you
Yes.
feel? Knowing
It's great.
that you sacrificed, well, your shine. Like you sacrificed
Yes.
your shine for us. So how do you feel now about that?
It does feel good. And I think, in many of these spaces, the first thing we go to is defense
Mm-hmm.
or, self, obviously, like showing ourselves up and
Mm-hmm.
trying to make ourselves, on that pedestal we feel we would deserve. And sometimes it's unnecessary because people will already place us where we need to be placed and what we deserve. Most of the time, if it's really there, it will shine through. You really don't have to force it. You don't have to come around the corner and say, hey, I'm really nice. People will probably notice that if
Yep.
you come around the corner in a nice way. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
we don't have to overkill it. And it feels good to know that not only that, I kind of helped the stigma in my industry of
Mm.
makeup artists not getting along and girls
Hmm.
being catty and hurting each other's feelings and it just being a really toxic space. So I was happy with that as well. Yeah.
So proud of you. So grateful to have you here right now because people get to, well, they need to, and they get to hear this right now. And I know this is helping out many people because, well, we're human. And many times we don't want to give up our shine. We don't even want to share it. Let's be very clear.
Mm.
I believe there's so many of us on this planet, it's only right each one teach one, right? Because
Yes.
not everyone can go to college, not everyone can go to a university. And a lot of the life experiences, let's be honest, you're going to have them during life. Okay? It's not always going to be like in a classroom or that type of structured setting. Loving yourself even through the rough times builds resilience and inner peace. I know a lot about that myself. Life will test you. People may walk away, and
Yes.
some will fail to appreciate what you bring to the table. But none of that defines your worth. When we think about that pureness and we think about worth and understanding self worth as it relates to love me or love me not, what comes to mind for you? Is it family? Is it friends? Is it colleagues? Or is it all the above?
It's all of the above.
Okay.
Definitely all the above and helping within, just it's almost community driven and all of those people are a part of my community and I
Mm,
hope that many people have that feeling of community. And even then when we say family, we can broaden that and say it doesn't only have to be blood. Some people have made their own families.
mm,
Maybe they're missing items of their families that they no longer have or
mm.
didn't have to begin with, and they've created their own space in that sense. And I definitely would say all of the above in that because
Wow.
I wouldn't be a part of myself without all percentages of who's around me. So
Wow.
yeah.
Okay, I see you. I see you. That's what's up. Great response. Really great response. The beauty of Love Me or Love Me Not is knowing that you have the power to walk away from anything that doesn't honor your heart and energy. And that is something that I am constantly working on, right? The power to walk
Uh,
away. It's just not walking away and being like, doing it with like malice or an ill intention.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of it is like,
Yeah.
yo, I'm choosing myself right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I've been
Mm-hmm.
around, I'm not sure if it's just what's going on lately, but I've actually been around quite a few people who have been on that tip, like on that vibe. They're like, you know what? Nothing against you. I'm choosing myself. And I'm the kind of person where
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and like, I'm going to rah rah you up. I'm like, hell yeah, do your thing, man. Choose you first. Because I understand, much like yourself, before we give it, we have to have it before, like for
Yeah.
ourselves. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can't just give it like freely, right? So, like I said, the beauty of love me or love me not is knowing that you have the power to walk away from anything that doesn't honor you or your heart and energy. It's a mindset, right? That protects your spirit. It keeps you aligned with those who truly see and respect you, which you just touched on. And then, of course, when we prioritize ourselves, we attract the love, opportunities, and peace that you truly
Yes.
deserve. Do you agree with that?
Uh-huh. Yes. I saw that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's what's up. Well, we got to
Yes.
pay some bills right now. We are in the building right now, y'all. Canada is here. Queen Pureness is here. I'm here. You know what it is. Live your truth with Tavares. We'll be right back. Today's show is brought to you by Tag Management. Photography, videography, photo booth, and drone. Check us out. TagMGMT.net. Welcome back to the show. This is Living Your Truth with Tavares. I am him. Today we have Queen Pureness in the building. We're talking about love me or love me not and all that goes with it because we need love me or love me not because at its core, it's about reclaiming our power in a world that often tries to dictate our worth. Pureness, I know you could go in on this. Where have you been? What was it like when someone else was trying to dictate your worth?
Okay.
Hey, there it is. I was waiting for it.
This was this was something that I think I still work with and work
Okay.
on
Okay.
because when somebody shows me like, oh well, this is what it is, and that's their experience of me, I tend to walk away thinking like, oh no, maybe I haven't done all I need to do. And I have a need to want to go back
Mm.
and pour more into that situation or person.
Mm.
So I too, I'm just one of those. I want to have everyone walk away from me with
Mm-hmm.
a glowing experience. I want them
Ah,
to feel so healthy and warmed and loved, and like hot chocolate on a cold winter day
mm.
in front of the fire. So
Nice.
I can say that I have felt like there's an emptiness when
Mm.
I walk away from a situation and someone does not get the right experience or the experience I would like them to walk away with.
Mm-hmm.
uh, I, I I still have the need today to want to jump back in and say, "Hey, no, no, no! It's because the sun was pointing to the left, and
I totally
you
get
couldn't
that.
quite see the shine that day. So let's try again on another sunny day." So
Oh.
I just want to love on people, but I realize that doesn't love on me when I spend that much time and energy trying to
Mm.
convince the world of something if they just can't see it. And
Oof.
I've realized some people don't see value or worth in what is valuable. They just see
Mm.
value in what they want to see value in. And I have to learn, and I have understood that. I just have to sit in it and let it stew a little bit. And it does sting when I feel that they haven't experienced what I feel they should with me.
Wow, that's a very thorough and in-depth answer. I loved
Hmm.
every part of it. It totally hit me all over. Too many of us
Oh.
spend years bending, shifting, and molding ourselves to fit into spaces. I myself call it shape shifting. And we try to fit,
Mm-hmm.
right? And we try to fit into these spaces that were never meant for us, all in the name of
Yeah.
acceptance, right? But what happens when that acceptance never comes? or worse, when it comes with conditions. This is why choosing yourself is so powerful. And you just touched on that, right? You're not looking
Mhm.
to you're not looking for the world around you to validate you. And again, this is why we're talking about love me or love me not. It's just
Yes.
not a really cool phrase. It actually, when you dig a little deeper into it, it simply is saying what we've been talking about: accept me as I am or not. And it's the same in return. We too have to either accept people as they or are not. I know for myself for a long time, I didn't even realize how judgmental I was. I had no idea. And not just
Mm.
to people around me, worst of all, on myself. See, I grew up,
Okay.
yeah, I grew up in an era where, like, my mom, single parent of 4 kids, she's a domestic violence survivor times two. She was beat by my sister's father and mine. And so my mom's mindset is always on survival all the time. Even today, I could call
Right.
her right now, and her tone just speaks of
Mm.
survival, right? So
Mm.
when it comes to that self-worth, we have to find that for ourselves. What has that been like for you?
Self-worth, finding it for myself. The one thing I knew is that I was worthy. I did have self-love. However, in a world that I knew might not accept me
Mm.
in whatever form that was, my physicalities, my even down to posture or something bigger like how I move and my moral compass.
Mm.
So I I want to say that I've always loved self and I've always had that value in myself.
Mm-hmm.
However, that doesn't mean there weren't times where I was like, hey, this is not right. I had a weight loss journey and I know I was able to look in that mirror and say, this is not it. And I had to be really rude with myself to get myself to do it because
Mm.
I realized the coddling wasn't going to work for me. I needed to say, hey, guess what, lady?
Hey.
This is not only not cute, but you are not going to live and you
Mm.
have a family that needs you.
Mm.
So you're going to fix this now, or 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 there will be no or.
Wow.
So I had to get like really, really. So that's where I say it's like my self love is a little different from some others.
Mm-hmm.
I can be tough on myself, but it tends to be for my own good. Uh,
Love
so
that.
it's funny because I've been in relationships where I'm able to say, hey, I wanted to check in with you because I noticed that you've been X Y Z. And they'll be like, "Oh, you're watching me. Why is that a concern?" I say, "No, I actually watch myself more. I'll give myself more, more heat than I'll give anyone else. I'll do that with my family, anything, because I think I don't know, they call it tough love. I think it's just real love. I think that's the
Mm.
real love, when you can look at someone and say, hey, you have something in your teeth before you go into the store. That's real love to me.
Hey, that's for
You're not
real.
going to let me embarrass myself out here. So, yeah,
Nice.
I definitely think that I have had that inside of myself. And that's kind of where my value and my self worth and all that stuff comes in. I see myself as worthy of putting myself first enough so that I might have to yell at myself sometimes.
Wow. Well said. Mic drop. We're paying bills. This is Living Your Truth with Tavares. We got Pureness in the building. Let's get it. We'll be right back.
Bringing up the bounce, bringing up the bounce.
Welcome back to the show. This is Living Your Truth with Tavares. We have Pureness in the building all the way from Canada. We're discussing Love Me or Love Me Not and all that goes into it, right? Um, and choosing yourself, right? This is powerful. When you decide that you are enough, all right? When you are enough, this in itself will play into the way you see yourself. It'll play into your self portrait. I mean, it'll really get your blood going, right? Because you decide you, and in picking you, you're also choosing empowerment. You're choosing success and loving yourself. You are choosing to not be exhausted by what the world around you is trying to get you to believe. Like I said, when you decide that you are enough just as you are, you free yourself from the exhausting cycle of seeking approval. Love Me or Love Me Not becomes a mantra of liberation, reminding us that our happiness and our self-worth, they do not hinge on someone else's validation. I've been there too. And I had to learn the hard way, right? I was in a relationship long time ago, like a whole other life ago.
Right, right.
and you know, had to make some shifts and some adjustments,
Mm,
and so that allowed me to cultivate the love that I wanted within myself, and it allowed me to
mm.
show that love. So, Pureness, when you have had to make a decision to love yourself in front of someone else, did you feel bad for that?
Yes, early on, because I think when we're younger, it's kind of perceived that selflessness means that you don't do anything for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But it's quite the opposite, because in order to love someone right, I have to be right within.
Mm.
I would have to pour it into myself at some point
Mm-hmm.
so that I can now be selfless and
Mm-hmm.
have the strength and the patience and, whatever gumption it takes to care about someone. So absolutely, I feel just a strength within loving oneself before loving someone else. However,
Mm-hmm.
again, I just think we have to maybe help the youth understand that earlier on, because I still hear it today that, oh, I just feel guilty, if I go do whatever it is for myself before I do it for my parents or my girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. And I'm like, no, you actually need to do that. And if they're not willing to take that path with you, then maybe that needs to be reassessed. That needs to be a discussion.
Mm.
But other than that, you still need to do this for self. Maybe getting an education, whatever. There's so many stories out here. But whatever it is, you have to do that first, because you will never be the person that can even pour into anyone else. So yeah, I have had that. I have had that for sure. And I don't feel that way anymore, though. I do understand how the balance works,
Mm-hmm.
and it's something very beautiful to watch and feel and know that today I took a drive to the lake. I walked around. I got my steps. Not only am I physically and mentally healthy, I feel emotionally well. And
Mm.
now I'm going to go home and cook a great meal for my family. So
Nice.
there's nothing that can be, to me, larger than that, as simple as it may seem.
Love that. You have really good answers, that's for sure. Thank you for
Thanks.
being so transparent and just sharing parts of your life with us. You know, we need this mindset because the alternative, living for others, will drain us of our essence. I've been there too, right? I've tried to shape shift. In
Yeah.
fact, I have before, only to realize that, you know what, this isn't the circle of people I want to be around, right?
Mm-hmm.
It took me maybe a couple times, right? Like we've all been there, right? You get with a couple people, you may know
Yeah.
like two people, those two people bring another two people, and then you're all around these people that you have no idea
Yeah.
who they are. However, you feel the energy and you understand the energy, right? To me, energy never lies, period. It never lies. It's like numbers, right? Numbers don't lie. So
Yeah.
in the space where I've had to shapeshift, again, I picked up on the energy. Again, maybe a couple times it took, but after that, I was able to call my friend like, "Hey, I'm cool with you, but them other folks, yeah, that's not my vibe." And my friends would be like, "Why? What's up?" I'd be like, I don't know about that. I just
Mhm.
caught a vibe. Um, and it's not to be
Mhm.
confused with judging. I think when it comes to energy and a vibe,
Uh,
like your body, we should pay attention to it. That's how I feel about
yeah.
injury. That's how, or energy, vibration, frequency, all of the things that are produced by the universe and beyond are some of the things that I use to keep myself safe. This is Living Your Truth with Tavares. Man, we got a great one today, y'all. Love me or love me not with pureness. We will be right back.
Back to the streets. Back to the streets. Back to the streets. Back to the streets. Back to the streets.
Welcome back to the show. This is Living Your Truth with Tavares. I told y'all we have a great one today. Love me or love me not. I got Queen Pureness representing all the way from Canada. What's up, y'all? Today we've been talking about it, so we're gonna jump back in. Look, I mentioned earlier we need this mindset, right? It's very important. It builds emotional armor that protects you from inevitable. Excuse me, from inevitable disappointments that come when people fail to appreciate you. We all have been exposed to that. We wanted people to appreciate us. For one reason or the other, they didn't. And many of us felt like it was our fault. Newsflash, not your fault. Okay?
Yeah.
Sometimes we just really want to fit in. Sometimes we genuinely do like people, we do appreciate them, but here's the deal, they may not always be right for us. And I believe we have to pay attention to that. And that in itself, I feel like it ties right into love me or love me not. When you embrace love me or love me not, you take back control of your energy, refusing to waste it on those who don't reciprocate the love and respect you give. I call those energy vampires. Pureness.
Mm.
Do you know any energy vampires?
I do. I do. And the thing is, they're hidden in plain sight.
Woo! Come on
And
now.
sometimes, yeah, you don't even know it's happening.
Mm.
Suddenly, you're suddenly swinging one way or swinging one way in your mood, and you don't even realize, am I having a bad day? Am I having a migraine? No, it's the person sitting in front of you. Yeah, it's wow, energy. And it people think that you have to be in their space, like personally. You really
No.
don't. You could just be the person across the room at work, and that energy could really flow into you.
Oh yeah.
And you not even realize it. It's the naysayers, the haters, and I use that term loosely because haters, I mean, we're calling everything haters nowadays.
I know, right?
Yeah, it's so many things. So you don't necessarily have to be in a relationship with someone for them to just suck you dry of everything positive inside of you. But it could also be someone that you're in a relationship with or you have close relations with.
No doubt.
That does that. So be mindful. When you feel a certain energy, when somebody comes in the room, when you feel less than, when you feel like you need to hide, when you feel like you're struggling or you're in a dark hole or you're confused all the time. I noticed one person that was a colleague of mine, and I always made mistakes around her. Always. It was like, and I realized it was her energy. It was that like, look up to me. I am better than you.
Wow.
I will always be better than you. And I remember just always, like, I would always just, this is so silly, but I was always like trip or drop a brush or something.
Wow.
And it's like I was trying to impress something that was unimpressible.
Okay.
It was impossible. It was, and that's another energy that I didn't realize was actually in that same realm of what we're speaking on. It's the same thing. And yeah, just be mindful. Be mindful, and you don't need to be around those people if you don't have to be. And if you do have to be, protect yourself. Protect yourself, whatever way that may be for your spirit.
For sure. And I love how you said energy vampires will hide in plain sight. That is so true. It's crazy that you say that because I think a lot of folks, when they hear the word vampire, they probably think that they kind of creep like from the shadows and stuff, and they don't. They don't. They don't. Like it. Like she said, it could be someone you're involved with romantically. It could be a friend. It could be an old school friend. Like they come in all shapes and sizes. And here's the kicker: it may not always be someone that you know all that well. Like you could meet someone for the first time and realize they're an energy vampire based on what they're sharing with you. Haven't you ever met somebody, you just met them, and they're already explaining their whole life story to you, right? Ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend, what they've been through, where they went to school, who don't like them. I mean, they're going on and on and on, and you can't even get a word in. See that right there, that has energy vampire tendencies written all over it. So to your point, gotta be mindful, gotta watch out. Look, you create boundaries that allow only those who align with your spirit to enter your space. Again, not being selfish. If anything, it's being mindful, it's being intentional about your self awareness, your self love. I mean, that whole continuum about the self. See, this isn't about arrogance, it's about survival, peace, and the ability to move through life with an unshakable sense of self. I mean, how many of us are able to do that? Move through life with an unshakable sense of self. Not many of us, right? You have to be committed, you have to be loyal to yourself, devoted to your greatness. Okay? When you truly understand and embody this, you stop chasing people and start attracting what's meant for you. And that is what's so special about today's show. Love me or love me not. See me or see me not. Accept me or accept me not. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Very important. Pureness, my love, my queen. Do you have any last minute words? In fact, I'm being signaled to pay some bills real quick. We're going to bring you right back and let you give all your
Okay.
shouts out, all your hashtags, all your socials. You know how we do right here. Living Your Truth
Yes.
with Tavares. Y'all better get you some. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. This is Living Your Truth with Tavares. I have been so grateful to have Queen Pureness in the building all the way from Canada. We've been talking about Love Me or Love Me Not, and she has shared some incredible gems. So I hope all of y'all who listening around the world have been taking notes because this applies to you as well. It even applies to some of your friends, your BFFs, your family, maybe your significant other. Look, it matters. Protect your heart, protect your energy, and all those beautiful things. And pureness. Please give everybody your socials. Where can they see you and reach you at? Y'all know Pureness is a celebrity makeup artist, okay? She's fly with the brush. And I know this because my first trade is a cosmetologist. And one of my
Yeah.
specialties was makeup. Let me tell you. Well, it was hair
This
cutting
is
too,
how we connected. This is
right?
how we connected,
I'm
most
trying to tell you
literally.
about it. That's my history. A-line haircut, one of my favorite cuts to do and give, right? And then, of course, I always enjoyed working with the Laura Mercier brushes. Shout out Laura Mercier. Y'all know what it is.
Come
Your
on.
boy, yeah, your boy
Yes.
got, you know what I'm saying, got a little something for him, you know what I'm saying? Pureness, please let the
Oh
people
my
know
God.
how to get a hold of you. Where can they see you and your work at?
Yes. So I am Pureness, and my business is called Faces by Pureness. You can get me on all socials pretty much that way, www.facesbypureness.com. I am residing and located in Canada, but I service internationally. So hit me up however you need to. And of course, we are talking more so on mental health and self love, which I also advocate for on my page. So come on over, join the fun. I would love to see you there. Don't feel scared or anything to reach out.
Oh, love that. Y'all reach out to Pureness, spelled Pureness. Check her out. She's all that in a bag of chips with a side of dip. You better get you some. Pureness. I hey, y'all know how we get down in the bay. Okay, it's
Of
not
course.
language, it's slangwage. That's what we do out this way.
Oh, I love it. I'm taking that.
Yeah, hey, that's how we are here in the Bay. We love to set trends, but most importantly, we embrace others from all over the world. That's one thing I do love about the Bay Area. People often try to compare us to Los Angeles. All I say to them is that, our level of authenticity is very obvious out here in the Bay Area. There is no smoke screens, there's nothing like that. It is what it is. And with that being said, Pureness, I want to thank you so very much for your time, your love, your light, your support, and really for sharing your story with the people. You have an amazing story. So I'm looking forward to having you back again for a third time so we could delve a bit more into your story to let people know how you really came about because your weight loss journey, you could write a book on that. And
Listen,
I believe that it would impact not only women, but men and women around the world. I mean, I know some people who've gone through some weight loss journeys. My sister Latrice being one of them, over 350 pounds. I watched her do it.
mm-hmm.
I was like, what are you doing? And she just kept going and kept going and kept going. And I was like, yo, sis, get it. And she did.
That
So
is,
I know
I love it.
I know it's possible. And then there's you. So,
Yeah.
and you're a rock star. So I really want to bring you back. Well, first, will you come
Thank you.
back?
I would love to come back. Oh my
There it is.
gosh.
There it is, y'all. She just said it. That's an agreement. We need no paperwork. That's an
No,
agreement.
it's a contract right now.
I love it. Yes, we want you back. I would love for you to share more about your journey, and we could really build a show around that. So that's
Okay.
how involved and vested we are in your journey as well. So we are looking forward to having you come back. Everybody, Pureness from Canada, y'all check her out. I am Tavares. This is Living Your Truth with Tavares. We got some bills to pay. We're going to do that, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. This is Living Truth with Tavares. I want to thank Pureness for coming through, blessing us one time on Love Me or Love Me Not. I love this segment. I love all the segments. But in the meantime, treat yourself. Don't cheat yourself. If you want to email me, go ahead and email me, livingyourtruthpodcast@gmail.com, traditional spelling. If you are on X, we are at LIVUR Truth. And of course, if you're on Instagram, Facebook, and all the other socials like TikTok, we are at Living Your Truth Podcast. We want to thank each and every single one of y'all that continue to show up, not only for us, but for yourself. It is super important to accept yourself just as you are. I look forward to seeing you guys on the next segment of Living Your Truth with Tavares. And as I always say, love yourself and each other. Peace.